Greetings, fanboys and fangirls! Today's TV series review is about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a fantasy drama TV series based on a series of fantasy novels by George R.R. Martin. It has a large ensemble cast and several plot lines, but focuses on three main story arcs. The first story arc mainly focuses on the Iron Throne of the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros, and how noble families fight to the death in order to either claim or retain the throne.
This room to its proper appearance. Say what you will about the Targaryens, they were conquerors. That is a seat for a conqueror. It needs a room to match it, not vines and flowers.
The second story arc is about the last descendant of a deposed ruling dynasty, exiled and in hiding while plotting to return to the throne.
I am
Daenerys Stormborn
of House Targaryen,
and I will take what is mine.
of the blood of old Valyria.
With fire and blood, I will take it.
I am the dragon's daughter, and I swear to you that those who would harm you will die screaming.
The third story arc centers on a long-standing brotherhood charged with defending the realm against the ancient threats of the fierce people and legendary creatures that lie far north. I can probably name 10 things that I like about Game of Thrones, as it is one of my favorite shows on TV. I could literally go on and on about how great the show is, but for this video, I'll choose only one. What I like most about Game of Thrones is the twists and turns of the plot that gives me no choice but to lock in. Not only is the storyline so unpredictable, but the characters also have a lot of complexity, which makes us have a love-hate relationship with most of the complicated characters. Oftentimes, the main characters are killed. Sometimes, the sociopaths claim power. But one thing's for sure, weddings always become an unforgettable scene of carnage. Sure, it's not a family show and often portrays graphic sexual violence and even incest. Sure, most characters don't just die, they get mutilated, suffer, and die the worst deaths imaginable. Do I feel good about watching a character whom I've emotionally invested on lose his head? Nope. Do I feel good about watching twins screw each other in front of their dead son? Nope. Does that mean I don't like this show? Nope. Does that mean I'm going to stop watching this show? Nope. So is there anything I don't like about this show? Nope. 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 Season 6. Although other seasons are all difficult to separate, but for me, Season 6 stands out as the best season of Game of Thrones. This season is the most emotional of all. These are the reasons why. Jon Snow's resurrection. The Battle of the Bastards. Sansa's revenge. Hodor's unforgettable sacrifice. Cersei's crazy tantrum. All of these scenes are my favorite. They made me cry, scream, curse, and shout for joy. But out of all these shocking developments, the most memorable of all is when Bran discovered the truth about Jon Snow's true parentage. It's been a long-held fan theory that has been circulating all over the internet, and finally, it's confirmed. Jon Snow is Jon Targaryen. first it was season 1. I just started watching Game of Thrones. I didn't read the book, so I had no idea what the show was all about. There were a lot of things going on since it was already set in the present time, and the backstories were yet to be revealed in the coming seasons. So I was like, okay. But having been through the entire series more than once, and watching season 1 again, now feels like, oh, so that's why Ned hated Jaime so much. Oh, that's why Hodor keeps on saying his name over and over again.
Hodor. 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 Hodor.
Season 1 was all about the good old days, simpler times like Starks versus Lannisters. Now, Starks versus Boltons, Starks versus Freys, Starks versus White Walkers. Joffrey and Ramsay are probably the most hated characters in the show for obvious reasons. But for this, I'll choose someone who had us all fooled. The High Sparrow. Alright, I get that he's supposed to really be hated on the show, but it's also easy to gain sympathy for him at first, being a humble man serving soup and bread to the poor while barefoot.
No one's special, and they think I'm special for telling them so.
Perhaps they're right.
Unfortunately, his self-righteousness and hypocritical behavior didn't sit well with the queen. I would say this would be also my first time to root for an evil queen who got her well-deserved revenge against a ruthless fanatic whose humility is only a facade to obtain power. There are many fan favorites in Game of Thrones. There's Jon Snow, Daenerys, Tyrion, and Arya, just to name a few. I choose the most underrated character, the anti-hero of the show, whom at first I hated a lot but eventually grew fond of since finding out about his backstory. He's none other than Jaime Lannister. I know that whatever good he's done in the past would never justify what he did to Bran Stark in season 1, and definitely wouldn't justify having an incestuous relationship with his twin sister Cersei. But to his defense, having been raised into a family of pretentious wannabe royals, having served the Mad King, and witnessing violence and death and gore starting from his early years, that could change a man. He remained ever loyal to his sister, but can we say the same for Cersei, who had a lot of other sexual relationships? He was nicknamed Kingslayer and the man with no honor for murdering the Mad King Aerys, the one whom he swore to protect as a Kingsguard. But because of that, he was able to save the life of not only his father, but the entire inhabitants of King's Landing from burning with wildfire. He saved thousands of innocent lives, and what does he get in return? The Honorable Ned Stark judged him guilty on the spot without giving him a chance to explain. And he was hated and regarded as a traitor. So now you know why Jaime is the way he is. In spite of all this, he is actually a kind-hearted and compassionate man who, unlike his sister, cared for other people like his younger brother Tyrion.
Farewell, little brother.
And his friend Brienne of Tarth.
Get behind me.
Will not.
If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, stay tuned for my blow-by-blow episode review for Season 7, which is set to premiere tomorrow, the 16th of July on HBO. If you still haven't seen Game of Thrones, well, I suggest you drop whatever you're doing and binge watch as soon as possible in order to catch up with the new season starting tomorrow. You'll thank me later. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more TV reviews of your favorite fandoms. I'm I, and thank you for watching The Random Fandom Life.